Chiefs Kingdom, we've got a late week update out of Arrowhead, and it's not the headline we wanted. Andy Reid just gave his final word on Xavier Worthy for Week 2, and coach says it's a slim chance the speedster suits up against the Eagles. Slim. Not zero, but slim. Quick reminder while you're here. We're pushing to 5,000 subs this month. If you bleed red and gold and want real-time scoreboard updates and fan-first analysis, hit that button and join the huddle. But here's the twist. Even with the bad news, there are breadcrumbs pointing to progress. Worthy's been limited in practice on Thursday and Friday, working in a protective sleeve with extra padding. The staff is clearly testing what he can handle. Still, Reid labeled him doubtful, and that usually tells you how this story ends on Sunday. What changed and why it matters. In Week 1, Worthy dislocated his right shoulder after a collision with Travis Kelce. Since then, the messaging has shifted from not season-ending, rehab and brace instead of immediate surgery, to we'll see, but probably not this week. That's a logical ramp, not a setback, but it does force Kansas City to rethink the plan for Philly. One more roster note. Rookie wide receiver Jalen Royals has already been ruled out, so that's 2 young playmakers likely unavailable in a Super Bowl rematch atmosphere. The margin for error shrinks. This is where it gets spicy. Let's talk offense because that's where this headline hits the hardest. The Chiefs have been searching for consistency outside of Travis Kelce. Without Worthy's 4.2 speed to stretch the field horizontally and vertically, defenses compress the windows, sit on underneath routes, muddy the middle, and make Patrick Mahomes hold it a tick longer. National pieces have already flagged the offense's rhythm issues and the lack of reliable, explosive targets, especially with Rashee Rice serving a 6-game suspension. That context matters against a top-tier opponent. So what changes? Expect more condensed formations, stacks, and bunch looks to manufacture free releases and rubs. The quick game, speed outs, option slants, and RPO glances becomes your extension of the run. And don't be shocked if we see more 2 tight end packages, motion to identify man-DR zone, and Mahomes on the move to tilt launch points. But here's the chess match. With Worthy limited or out, special teams decisions shift too. Dave Tubb hinted this week that the return plan could pivot without the rookie's juice available. That affects hidden yardage, starting field position, and how aggressive KC is on 4th and manageable. In a tight game, those 6 to 10 hidden yards per drive matter. Now for the coaching/X factor. One key adjustment. Lean into Travis Kelce as a formation weapon, not just a target. Motion Kelce from slot to inline and back to force the Eagles into late rotations. Pair that with play-action leak concepts and TE delays to punish over-aggressive second-level defenders. When Philly widens to bracket Kelce, pivot to running back involvement, screens, angle routes, and swings that create YAC opportunities and slow the rush. It's classic Andy Reid toolkit. Sequencing plays in the second quarter that he cashes in on during the fourth. Player spotlight wildcard, the RB screen game. If Casey lands a couple of explosive screens, it simulates the speed stress you lose without Worthy. That can be the difference between 3rd and 8 and 2nd and 3. A totally different world for Mahomes and Matt Nagy's menu. And yes, Nagy spoke this week about WRS, making the most of opportunities. That's your coach speak tell that rotations are coming. And now the part nobody's talking about. Philly's offense has its own problem. Dallas Goedert is out for Week 2. That strips a security blanket from their middle-of-field passing game and changes red zone looks. It doesn't make life easy, but it gives Steve Spagnuolo 1 fewer mismatch to solve, which could allow more pressure looks on money downs. So what does this mean for the AFC picture? In September, every result is a seed tiebreaker in disguise. After the opener, models already dinged KC's number, 1 seed odds. A home win against an NFC heavyweight stabilizes the trajectory and buys time until the receiver room gets back to full strength. A loss? You stay in survive and advance mode and put more pressure on divisional games. With Rice returning later and Worthy progressing, it's about stacking W's however you can right now. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, Andy Reid said it. Worthy has a slim chance. My read, prepare as if he's inactive and build a plan that leans on Kelsey, the backs, and spacing tricks. If Xavier dresses and gives you 10 to 12 schemed snaps, that's gravy. We're chasing 5,000 subs. If you want instant scoreboard updates, live fan calls, and post-game breakdowns, subscribe and share this with a fellow fan who yells, "Run it back" at the TV. Questions. If you're Andy Reid, do you burn a handful of gadget plays early to fake the field stretch without Worthy? Or save them for the fourth quarter? Which role player should get more targets this week? A second tight end or a running back? If Casey wins without Worthy, does that change how aggressive you'd be about his return timeline?